no voids. Okay, so I think that's as far as I'm going to get with. My hands are sweaty. Okay, so now let's try and offer these up fully. I want to do these once they're in place. Make a couple of nails in. So that's what we're doing. Those two are not going to move. Pretty happy with that, that's pretty straight. Now, I need to put some weights on there. So I need some plastic. So here's the plastic. Going down. Piece. Do that for the other. Okay, the other piece. Come on. I've got that. So what do I really want? Saw a piece of that off. There. Nice solid piece of wood. And now need some heavy weights on it. And well, I've just had a delivery and it's all the hardwood that I'm going to need. So that is going to include the gunwales. So they are cut to size 6 pieces, because you can't just attach the gunwale in one piece because it's too stiff. So what they've done is they've sawed a piece of, I think it's 40mm by 20mm into 3 7mm thick slivers. So they're going to like thinner than your finger, and I can bend those more easily, but it still needs 3 on the side. So there are 6 pieces 3 meters long, plus a lot of other things. So it came to something like £282 it was. So including delivery and all the cutting. So it sounds like a lot, but there's quite a lot of wood in there. It's everything I need for the rest of the build basically. I can't do the build without it, and we can't just use any timber from Wicks or Homebase. It's got to be, well, this is actually Douglas fir, and this includes a 2.5 metre piece for the boom as well. So it's all in there. Yeah, quite a lot of stuff. Anyway, it's quite a big package, and there it is. So 6 pieces, 3 meters long, and then the boom, which is 2.5 meters long, which is probably anyway, that arrived just as I was finishing off this gluing. So where I got to was I was a bit unhappy with the way the fingers were moving around within each other, so I cut the piece of timber that I have there into 2, so that each piece, the port side and the starboard side, is weighted down now with 2 flagstones, so they're pretty heavy. And just running my finger across the joint here, that looks pretty flush. So just allowing that piece of wood to move slightly just gives me the chance to look at that corner and make sure it's sitting flush, which it is. So I'm happy about that. And it's also flush on there as well. And these pieces are pretty straight, and this is how the boat's going to go together at the end. These 2 pieces that'll be the keel. So these 2 sections will be wired together, one on top of the other, and then split open like this. So the keel section, it's going to have a slight rake to it, so it's going to come up slightly towards the end. I don't know if you can see here, but there's probably about 5 or 6 mil trim that I need to take off. I need to trim off that piece, and the same towards the bow, and that will just give that slight curve up towards the stern and a slight curve up towards the bow, so it won't be completely flat along the keel. So it's about 11 o'clock, so that's not bad. 2 or 3 hours there spent. So the question is, do I want to do the port and starboard sides of the dinghy? They're smaller pieces, so it should be quicker. But I'm just wondering if I've got the room, the space. I think I should probably do it, but I'm going to have a cup of tea first. Okay, so as you can see, I've laid out the whole side panels, and these are now ready to be glued. I haven't quite thought out how I'm going to weight them down. Quite probably some more garden slabs. But otherwise, I think that's pretty much ready to go. I've left a gap here so I can actually get in and out of the room, but once that's glued up, I'm really just going to leave it and probably go and do the layouts on the other piece of ply for the centreboard and the transom stiffeners. Maybe I'll glue up the bulkhead stiffeners, maybe. That's probably quite likely, but I'm not going to have a lot of room to work, so probably should do that. But we'll see, we'll probably put that later in the afternoon. Okay, so back to gluing. Okay, so space is tight, so there's not really much I can do, but in order to kind of keep on schedule, then I would like to glue on these bulkhead doublers onto the two bulkheads, and I can do that, and I can leave those to dry overnight on these chairs on either end. So this really will become a epoxy drying room overnight. So in order to do that, I probably need to screw or nail the two pieces together, the doublers onto the bulkheads, because with the glue they slide around and I'm going to get clamped, so I probably need to clamp it as well. So given that I do need to drill holes for the boats at some stage, and these are all now marked, then what I thought I would do is just drill them through now and then use those holes to put the screws in, so I don't have two screw holes. So it seems to make sense. So that's what I'm going to do. I've just realised I'm missing, where I've glued this bulkhead doubler on the centre section, I've glued it over my mark for the glue hub for the bolt hole, so I'm going to have to go and mark that on again. Okay, so I marked the centre hole for the copy piece, so now I'm just going to drill the pilot holes, 3mm drill in the main bulkhead panels. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've got the bulkheads now. The doublers are screwed on, just lightly with screws, using 5 of the holes that I need anyway for later. So there's only going to be one that I'm going to need to fill on this particular one, and on that one the main central doubler is already glued on, so I don't need to worry about it. So there's only going to be one hole to fill, despite all of these screws, which is great. So now I need to mix some epoxy and stick them on, and I think I'm probably going to need more than I've used in the past, so I'm going to make it slightly less thick, because it's going to be quite a large surface area to coat. So last time I made 75mm, so 50 and 25. I think I'm going to double that up and make 100 mils of epoxy and 50 of hardener, and let's see how that goes, see whether that's enough for these. Right, time to get mixing.